already given all pertinent information and supporting documentation to the Senate Intelligence Committee and AARO. They informed me that all of my information will be recorded for public record and shared with Congress. It is that important. In 2010, I was selected to go down to the South Pole Station in Antarctica for an entire year by Raytheon Polar Services as an employee of a third-party contractor for the National Science Foundation. I function in a dual-role capacity as a tradesman and a firefighter. My responsibilities required me to be more informed than most of my crew and offered me complete access to the facilities. What I learned from this unique experience needs to be shared with the entire world. The technology at the South Pole Station certainly can do what it is presented as its primary purposes, and unfortunately, much more. The IceCube neutrino detector is presented as a passive listening device for the purposes of the science as presented. But I'm going to skip right through the chase, folks. I have provided documentation that proves that the 5,160, what they call DOMs, that are embedded in the ice can actually transmit at 2,047 volts each. That gives us a long list of things to consider. It is effectively a multifaceted directed energy weapons platform that I will list rapidly a few things that it can do. Vehicle detection. We're learning that these off-world craft, on-world craft, ours or other nations, are also emitting neutrinos. So this makes the South Pole Station effectively an air traffic control station for this new level of equipment that nobody's discussing. In addition to the ability to detect neutrinos and the exotic vehicles, I have provided documentation that shows that this is also a system for faster than light communications. In the past, Gary McKinnon has hacked NASA, found the off-world fleet, the list of captains, and it's apparent that if we have faster than light vehicles moving throughout the system, we're going to need faster than light communications. This is that facility. Unfortunately, I have other bad news. The season that I was there, 2010 to 2011, we converted from construction to operations and maintenance in both the elevated station and the detector array. Unfortunately, when they first fired it up, that was when we had the earthquakes in Christchurch, New Zealand. There was 2 incidental shots before they were able to target it correctly. This is an earthquake generating device as well. This is the weapons of war that we have to deal with now and what Raytheon's hiding. I witnessed myself a very powerful green laser shooting out of the top of this facility into the cosmos. This, I believe, is a secondary form of long-range communications and or a defense system. I am not saying that we need to be scared of anything that's out there, but please understand the military-industrial complex is happy to invest all of your money in alleviating their fears.
Barely a week goes by, but what some researcher tries to scare us or trick us out of research money by claiming that the sky is falling. And with the willing complicity of headline-hungry media, a recent crisis of the month had to do with global warming. An ozone hole is opening up over the United States, we were told, the effects of which were already measurable in an increase in skin cancer. On the contrary, destroying chlorine around the polar vortex has been declining since January. A major objective of a recent shuttle mission was to determine the scope and scale of the so-called ozone hole, and the silence since has been deafening from those whose livelihood depends on creating crises. Recent data from the upper atmosphere research satellites affirms that any problem is less, it's not greater. Ozone levels fluctuate all of the time, partly because of volcanic activity and solar flares. But MIT's technology review has made an exhaustive study of worldwide ocean temperatures since 1851, has concluded that there appears to have been little or no global warming over the past century. In fact, the net rise in world surface temperature during the last century, which was about 1%, almost all occurred before 1940, and that was before aerosols, and that has since been reversed. Former NASA chief Robert Jastrow and former Scripps director William Nierenberg, past president of the American Academy of Sciences, Frederick Seitz, all have concluded in a scathing rebuke of those who make money by predicting global warming, quote, if we allow ourselves to be influenced by press release we could spend $1 trillion over the next decade destroying what's left of the American economy.
The easiest person to deceive is the one who thinks he's smarter than you. Law 21. Play a sucker to catch a sucker. Robert Greene. Make them believe they have the upper hand. Let them think they are in control. Speak softly. Ask simple questions. Nod when they explain. Let them believe you are naive. Let them underestimate you because the moment they stop seeing you as a threat is the moment can move freely. Never compete with arrogance. Let it blind them. Let it cloud their judgment. And when the time is right, take everything they never saw coming. No one likes feeling stupider than the next person. Make them feel smarter than you, and they will never suspect your true intentions. And that is why.
Old words we still use today and where they originated from. During the Victorian era in London, there was an infamous Irish street gang ran by a family named the Houlihan family. They were known for their violent behavior and lawlessness. Anyone who was seen causing trouble were instantly branded as a hooligan by the locals. Over time, it evolved into the word hooligan, which we still use today as a way to describe a criminal. During the 1800s in the US, there were incidents where Irish and Southern Italian immigrants, as well as African Americans, were punished using a whip after being accused of committing crimes without any official trials. This idea of instant punishment for these people was introduced by Charles Lynch. That's why it became known as lynching. During the 18th century, when Great Britain ruled India, there were criminals known as thugs who roamed the countryside looking to steal from travelers. British colonizers encountered them and brought the word back home. Today we use thug to describe any violent criminal. In the late 1800s, police in America started taking photos of criminals' faces to keep records. They called these photos mugshots because mug was slang for face and shot meant a picture. Today, every wanted criminal's photo is still called a mugshot.